Welcome to the U-Turn podcast. My friend, this is Ashley Stahl. I'm your host, and you are in the right place if you're ready to create a business, a career, a personal brand, or just a life that you're so proud of. And every single week, we want to support you by bringing you PhDs, subject matter experts, psychology practitioners, business leaders, all here on the show to elevate your success in business and also in life so that you can leave a legacy, you can amplify your authority, and you can really skyrocket the amount of opportunities you're creating for yourself in your career, whether you're corporate or you're a business owner. And if you are new here, again, my name is Ashley Stahl. I'm an international bestselling author of the book U-Turn, Get Unstuck, Discover Your Direction, Design Your Dream Career. And most importantly, I'm the CEO and founder of Wise Whisper Agency. I'm a top 100 TEDx speaker on the internet, and I was so inspired to create Wise Whisper and help clients craft their signature talk. We've helped hundreds of clients craft their talk, and we've also helped so many of them land spots on some of the biggest stages in the world, including the TED and TEDx stage. And so I am here on a mission to help every changemaker I know impact millions. Also, before we get into this episode, shout out to our friend Andy B. Mackin, the artist that has gifted us this sick new music for the podcast. Let's get into this week's episode. All right, U-Turn friends, you know that the podcast has been around for a long time, and one of the most medicinal things I like to do is bring guests on that have had unexpected careers like I have, but also have turned into the healing self-development space to not only make their lives better, but the people around them, whether they're serving as a practitioner. And that's why I really wanted to have Frank Elaridi on the show. He's a friend. He's somebody that I just admire his grounded energy. And he had a very unexpected career. Right now, he's a certified energy worker. He helps clients release negative trapped emotions, beliefs, energetic misalignments from the body, which obviously can lead to all sorts of great things, healthy relationships, etc. But before that, he was actually a journalist and he covered everything from Syrian refugee camps to Academy Awards. He's a four-time Emmy Award-winning journalist, if I am being specific about it. And he worked mostly for ABC News, also a contributor on Good Morning America, all sorts of different platforms. And he even gave viewers a backstage look at Dancing with the Stars. So he's been in all sorts of different places, but he's in the most important place, I think, which is his heart and really working on himself. So today I want to talk, and by the way, if you haven't heard his podcast, quite frankly, it's such a vibe. I was on it. I love every guest you have on, great conversations. And I know you have your YouTube channel. Frank, I'm so excited to talk to you about healing and growth. Thanks for coming on.
Hey Ashley, thank you for having me on. I love the whole concept of your show. It's so important for people.
Making a U-turn.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like when I started my business, it was like this was a self-development, self-discovery show. But
Mm.
it also felt like, well, I have a business, so I should probably have guests on that, are businessy or something like that. And um, I feel like by doing that, I'm kind of coming back to the idea of the show in the first place, which is like healing and just refocusing on what it's really about. So thanks for
Mm. I love that. And so it's so interesting too because my show started out with only spiritual guests, right? Like people who were spiritual teachers, people who were gurus and masters in their field of energy work or whatever it was. And then I started to have people on as well, like you, who were in the business world, or others who maybe were like singers, like Nako Bear, for example. And I realized that even in those moments, those interviews were also just as healing for people because it's like it's not even so much as the person, but the intention in which you're meeting,
Right.
you know?
Mm,
Uh,
I I've spent the past year or two working, really the past year working really hard on my vibration.
mm.
Like, can you let some people into if they're listening and they're like, I have a hardcore career or I work really hard, I'm burnt out, I'm tired, whatever. How do they start to come back? Like, what are some ways that we can help somebody listening now get like a spiritual fix?
The biggest thing is to realize, and my TEDx talk, which you know about, is
Yeah.
I had a lot to do with this too, is just like catching the mind because we have this incredible tool that helps you have that job that you're describing that this person has. This mind is so incredible, but it's a tool. Thinking is a tool. And I had this massive epiphany, like awakening once just from staring. This is the craziest thing, but I was in a deep, deep meditation where I had like completely disassociated with the body itself. And when I came to and I opened my eyes, a door was in front of me. That's what was there. And I just stared at this door and realized like the thinking brain is so incredible. We think of a door of just like, oh yeah, door, got it. You walk through it. It's so basic. Even the most basic white plain door in your room is actually so incredible when you look at it. The fact that it has these like screws that open and close it, that it's so meticulously like perfectly designed to fit the space that it's covering. And what we would have done in cavemen days to have something like that, it would have been huge for us, like a breakthrough. So this thinking mind is so incredible, but it's also, while it's building this incredible world and making life easier for the body, it's also the source of all of our problems, all our suffering. It's like, something small could happen at work. You get into an argument with somebody or you disagree with somebody. It's the mind that's choosing to suffer in that moment. Like, yeah, something happened. I can burn myself in this on the stove, but it's my mind that will go, oh, damn stove. Oh my God, the flame was too high. They shouldn't make it that high. It should have been a gas stove, not an electric stove. Like the suffering is now from my own mind. I've created the suffering.
Right.
So always just in those moments in life in general, whether you're at a corporate job, you're feeling burned out, to always just come back to the one thing that's changeless, which is your soul, your spirit,
Mm,
and to come back to that. And it's definitely easier in some situations. Like if you're at a retreat center, it's so easy to just drop in, right? Because you're like, I'm on a retreat, there's nothing to think about. The trick is to always take that with you.
that's what's so hard. I did a breathwork class the other night in New York, and I had a very special one, which Frank, I don't think you ever came with me to my one in LA.
No, no.
You really have to go to this one.
Mm,
Um, Anyone listening, if you're in LA, the Unplug breathwork class in Santa Monica at 7:15 on Mondays, 7:15 p.m. It is that instructor. Her name is Marlise. What a talented woman. I
wow.
took a lot of friends who do breath work and they were like, this is the best I've ever had. I don't even like breath work because it makes me tired. I feel like I'm hyperventilating and I'm like, I used to have anxiety. I paid for medication to stop breathing like this. But it changed my life. And I ended up going to a breathwork class in New York and the instructor just didn't have the same magic for me as the other one. But I did go inward anyway, because just being in the energy of a lot of people doing work, having the music, having the dim lights, taking a reprieve from the city in the room helped me. And I thought, wow, I have so much insight, but it feels so damn hard to bring it into life.
Mm.
Like, how how do we do that? Like what practices do you use? Or maybe the answer is we just do. Like just stop
You know
making.
what you just do, and that's the thing is like because there are so many practices that I can show people. I have an online course too. It's called Awaken the Healer Within, and we're always sharing these practices. Last night I shared one. We released another module, and I'm already seeing the people in our community chat talk about their experience and how amazing it was. And this practice was just staring at a flame for 5 minutes and being present with the flame, not trying to control it, not trying to see anything or have anything happen. But when you're just so present, these things happen anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I can share so many practices. We can do some right now even. And
Yeah.
I always start my calls doing that when we have our weekly calls for the course. But the truth is that no, it's like, for example, Osho, when Osho awakened, when he awakened for the first time and they asked him like, what was it like when you first awakened, when you self-realized? And he said, I just laughed and I laughed and I laughed at all the lifetimes and all the time in this life that I wasted trying, like meditating so hard and chanting and trying to reach what was always there.
Right.
And so for us, it's like a fish swimming in the ocean, trying to find the ocean and being
Yeah.
like, where's the ocean? Where's the ocean? I heard there was this amazing thing called the ocean, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to realize it, but it's you're swimming in it. And that's how we
Yeah.
all we're swimming in this God consciousness, this life force that's brimming with life. But then the mind is constantly projecting things onto it, so we can't even see it as it is.
Yeah.
And like one of
Funny. you say
Mm,
that because I last night I like literally interrupted you, just like jogging my brain, but
mm,
I was I moved in with my boyfriend, greatest guy ever, and he lives in a high rise in New York. And like taking a dog down an elevator 4 times a day is not a thing that has existed in my world. Like,
mm.
and like Jupiter, my dog, like he barks and he's a guard dog. So he's never even seen an elevator. So this
Wow.
idea of this thing opening and dogs and people being in it, he stands in front of me, he's like, "Woo," you know? And
Yeah.
so I've been having this sassiness to me because I'm like, hey, we have to move. We need to get a backyard in Brooklyn. We can't keep this high rise life. And he's a lovely man. He's like, no problem. I'll give you that, but I need a few months. I'm like, okay.
Mm.
And I noticed myself making little cranky remarks when like dogs start barking at us and it's chaotic. I look at him, I'm like, we're moving in February, and I like smile. And and I just realized last night I had this moment. I looked at myself in the reflection of the mirror, not the mirror, like the window, and I saw all these high rises because we're on the 26th floor of our building. And I was putting something in the on the stove, and I could just see a full reflection of me through the mirror with the city behind me.
When I started this podcast, it seemed like I had to figure everything out on my own: the scripts, the setup, the filming schedule, logos. It got really overwhelming, and every day kind of seemed to introduce this new decision that I needed to answer. So that's kind of how it goes, right? When you're starting something new, it seems like your to-do list kind of grows every day with new tasks, and that list can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything can be such a game changer. And for so many millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Shopify really helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. You can accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with very helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography so you can get the word out, kind of like you have a marketing team behind you. So you can easily create emails, social media campaigns, whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your e-commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. So if you're ready to sell, you ready for Shopify. So turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/uturn. Go to Shopify, shopify.com/YOUTURN, shopify.com/uturn.
Mm,
And I just thought to myself, I'm living such a dream life. I
mm,
have
mm.
the most amazing partner. I have a dog I love. He has issues with his health, but I love him and he's here. And like, it's like this guy's like cooking for me right now. Like, it's my business is growing. It's hard. It's so hard, but it's growing. And I kind of just looked in the thing and said, I'm so lucky. Like, look
Mm.
at this reflection of this girl looking back at me who's so lucky. And so it's kind of like you were saying, like Osho's like, wait, everything is here. We have these moments of perspective, perspective. It's so hard to get perspective. I know some people will volunteer for it, other people will do practices for it, other people do plant medicine for it, but to get and keep perspective. Okay, so I interrupted you about this moment, but it was
But
just a
that's a
moment.
beautiful like reflection too, because it's like in that moment you had like what you said, perspective, and you had awareness. And
Mhm.
awareness is the whole thing. Keep coming back to awareness because the thing is like the ego, and when I say the ego, I don't mean it as a bad thing because I think in new age spirituality, especially people are like they like the ego is such a bad thing. The ego is a great thing. It's a tool,
Yeah.
but not to believe that I am that thing. And so in that moment, you're just see the ego, what it does is it looks for all the things that are wrong so that it can, because it wants to fix them, not because it wants
Yeah.
you to suffer, but because it's constantly looking to fix things.
Hmm.
And spirit is actually looking for all the things that are just already there.
Yeah.
And even in the suffering, like going up and down the elevator and all that, spirit is not looking at it as like, this is good, this is bad. It's just, this is what it is. This
Yeah.
is what I'm doing right now. Like the most awakened yogi could be in jail or in a castle, and it's all the same. It's just like, oh, this is what's happening now.
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes I like struggle with how do I approach teaching and how do I approach audiences because you kind of have to meet people where they're at. But if
Right.
I'm like when I'm talking with my clients, especially if they've worked with me for a long time in energy work, I'm so real with them where I'm like, well, who is it that's suffering? You always need to ask yourself, like, who is it? Because spirituality is not about making your life more comfortable.
Mm.
Manifesting was the number one word in 2024, according to the dictionary, the most used word in the
Oh
world.
my God.
So
Wow.
it's like on one end, it's beautiful. People are awakening, and they're interested in manifesting and creating their own reality. On the other end, it's sort of diluting spirituality, which is what makes me sad because it's like I'm gonna be spiritual in order to serve my ego. Like, okay, I'm gonna go do breath work and meditate and sit in silence and do these things so that I can manifest a yacht or so that I can have a better business. But these are all not things of spirit at all. It's like you're we're here to liberate, to spiritually liberate, to self-realize. We're not here to accumulate and attain and all that stuff. And that stuff isn't bad either. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying that that's bad, but that's not the goal. If
Right.
it happens and it's your karma to live a wealthy life in order so that you can focus on spirituality and you're not in fight or flight mode all the time, then that's your karma and you'll have that, and that's great too. But
So would
that's
you
not
say that
the
some
goal.
people's karma is to be in fight or flight? Like that's what spirituality might say, or what would your thought be
Oh
there?
yeah, everything is karmic, everything. Because the thing is, like, people will say, "Oh, well, yeah, of course you," but tell that to the people suffering in Ukraine and Russia and Israel and Palestine. Listen, I was born into a war. I don't need to, be schooled on that. I fled a war as well. But even that was karmic. It would be, and if you look at an astrology chart, it's all there. Like it's there that I would be born into a war.
Mhm.
It's all there. I have Mars in the fourth house. Mars is aggression and war, and it's in my fourth house of home country.
Mm.
So it's all there. It's all karmic. But what's the one thing that I'm always bringing back people back to is just remember the formless, remember your real true self, which was never born, can never die. I don't want to get way too abstract because I will so easily get there. Like actually, it's so easy for me to just get so abstract that I'll lose people. But in especially New Age spirituality, everybody's always talking about this is a simulation, this is a dream, right? It's a dream. But if this is a dream, it's okay to understand that as a concept, but to really understand it as
Mm.
an experience, then you have to realize like if this is a dream, then you are a dream.
Mm.
Ashley is a dream. You can't be the only real thing in this entire dream. Like, oh, it's all a dream, but I'm real and I'm observing it all.
Mm.
No, you are all Frank, the idea of Frank or Ashley is also a dream. It's
Mm.
not real. We are not the dreamers. We're the dream of the dreamer.
Mm.
And then when you know that, it's like so easy, it's so much easier, but it's still a constant reminder if you're not self-realized. You have to constantly remind, well, who is the one suffering right now? Who's the one experiencing this? Oh, where did that thought come from? Like, you're not the thoughts, you're the sky, and the
Yeah.
thoughts are the clouds in the sky.
Right.
They're passing, they're moving, don't pay attention to them. Just create this space. And to make this more, sorry, just to make this more like tangible for people
Yeah.
who are listening, I'll turn it into a business thing because people will say, well, yeah, easy for you to say. You just like work from home, you do whatever you want every day.
Yeah.
You don't have a boss, you don't have whatever. But the thing is, I created this space a few weeks ago, or now it's been a couple months, where I was so present, Ashley. For like 2 weeks, I couldn't answer an email, a phone call. I mean, I was so deep into the present moment that like doing anything became impossible. Like doing the idea of even picking up the phone and calling somebody was like, I didn't even know how I can do that right now. And in that space, I remember I thought to myself, okay, I've created all this space. What do I do with it now? Like,
Hmm.
what do I fill it with? Because the mind goes, okay, you have all this space you've created. What do we fill it with? And I got the immediate download, do nothing. Spirit said, do nothing. And the next day, I get a phone call from a friend of mine. I don't know if you know Adrusha.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sure.
So I wrote this book in 2020, and it would have been, I have a first book that was published in Oracle Deck with two or three amazing co-authors. But I also then wrote this fiction book that I never did anything with. And I was like, I'm never going to do anything with this. I wrote it. It was beautiful. I loved writing it. But, everybody wants a spiritual book from me. Nobody's asking for like a fiction book, right? So I just shelved it. But I told a few friends about it, Adrusha being one of them. And in that time, in that space that I had created where I wasn't in a rush to fill it with something, I get a call from her and she's like, hey, I'm partnering with Macmillan, the publisher, which is like top three in the
Yeah.
world. And she's like, and we want to publish your book. And so without an agent, without me pitching this to anybody, I now have a book deal for a fiction book. It comes out this December and for pre-sale. And it was all like zero effort, zero trying, not this brain, this mind trying to force something to happen. It was just like, okay, let spirit show me what's next.
Okay, so this is a very fun place to talk about because there's a really long time that I used to believe that life was a numbers game, and I'm pretty sure a chapter of my book is called Life is a Numbers Game. I see
Mm,
a lot of marketers that have that like grit energy, but like it's all a numbers game. You take 2,000 sales calls and you break your back and you die. You're going to get this many customers. Like there's this thinking of like stop complaining and just do more. And I get it. I do get it. Some people need that message, right? Like that's some people's karma is perfectly aligned with that message.
right.
But what I've been sitting with is and if life is a numbers game and then you could apply that to things like job hunting, dating, getting clients, whatever. You're playing the matrix. I would think, oh, do I really think I'm 300 hinge dates away from finding my partner in life? Is my husband really in that 300 batch of people? Probably not.
Mm,
And but it's like you start to subscribe to this. And what I learned in the past year working on myself is the higher you can get your vibration up. Asking yourself, what makes my vibration higher? Well, going to the gym makes me higher. Having a routine makes me go higher. Reading spiritual books in the morning makes me go higher. Stopping work at 5 makes me go higher. And if
mm,
your vibration is low, because low doesn't just mean like you're bad energy, right? It could mean that you are sad. Sometimes your vibration just needs to be low, and that's what it is. And it's hard to hold a high vibration all the time, right? Like, especially if you're doing something that challenges your vibration. For example, dating. Dating is tied to our pain body, right? Like
mm.
Eckhart Tolle would tell you that you're going to trigger your pain body when you're dating. And
Yeah.
if those of you listening don't know your pain body, that's Eckhart Tolle's work. And so when I was working on my vibration this year, I didn't date anyone because I was like, I'm working so hard to get this vibration up. I don't even want to mess with it. And I ended up not dating anybody. I showed up in New York for a work meeting. First guy I met, moved to New York, living with him,
Uh,
put our lives together. It's been 7 months, just moved in. And it just taught me like the higher your shine, your vibration, your devotion to your well-being, the easier it is for other people to just notice you and come on over. And so, in a room of 1,000 people, do I need to go talk to 300 of them to find my husband? No, I just need to be vibrant. And, even little things like I gained 12 pounds in my last relationship, and I was like, ugh, like this, I don't feel like myself. My clothes don't fit. I don't feel like me. And so I made it really important for me to go to the gym and lose the weight because I didn't want to with my vibration like this anymore.
uh,
And it really helped. And by no means do I think my partner is with me because I'm 10 pounds skinnier. But do I think that who I was being because I felt better is somebody he noticed? Probably. Like it's
for
all
sure.
part of the recipe, right? So when people are working on themselves, like you're talking about, I've heard a few themes from you. One is like detachment, like, and realizing that there's karma, right? So some people are like, oh, and this is a whole belief system, right? So some people aren't going to believe what we're talking about. That's fine. We're not for them. I believe in this. So I guess the question is like, number one, how do you detach? Because even for me right now, Frank, like my business has been going really great. I just built my dream team. I have a couple fine-tune comb fixes to really make happen to like make everything great. We're growing. We're becoming a bigger operation.
Mm,
We used to have like 3 to 4 customers in a month because we have a pretty big scope. Now we're going to be probably bringing in 15 people a month,
wow. Okay.
customers. And so I have a team to support that. Um, there's a real part of me as a business owner that wants the win in the material world. I'm like, I want to win. I want to, become a mother. I want to have less pressure on me as an entrepreneur. This scaling this business is going to be the win. But guess what? Scaling is exhausting too. It's hard. And um, the amount of liability, the amount of things my mind will do is insane as I'm scaling. I've never grown so much in my life as I have processing all this. And I have one coach who was like, Ashley, all the stuff you're worried about that you are thinking like this isn't is the reason you shouldn't do it or you shouldn't grow it. She's like, it's all just business. Like any business person that hears the things you're saying that has done this mindset work would be like, that's business. Like, for example, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so many customers. Like, what if some of them don't like me? My friend who does like 10 million a year in her company, she's like, Ashley, I expect 5% of them to hate me and want a refund. Like, that's
Mm.
just business. And it's like my mind is going buck wild, and I'm in this mishmash of attachment in the material world of like, I want to grow and I want to be the person that can do this, but I'm scared and all these threats are coming at me. And so there's that. And that kind of leads me to my second question. So first is just how do we not be so attached, right? Because we're still here in this human plane. And it feels nicer when you can afford the heater bill, right? Like people want some heat if it's cold, they want a nice bed to lay on. It feels, if we're going to be on this journey, I'm sure we all could agree we wish it's a little more comfortable, right? But then, so there's how do we detach? You're saying just do it. It's just tough, right? And then the second question is how do you even know when the voice in your head is intuition versus it's not? You know, um, one breakthrough I've had is that feelings don't always mean anything, like people are like, especially in our space, Frank, they're like, oh, I have this feeling and I realize it's a messenger. I'm like, it's not always.
Not
Sometimes it's just a
always.
fucking feeling and it's just, you
And
can,
I'll have people all the time. They'll be like, "Oh, I manifested my dream car, or whatever it is." And it's like, but you didn't. You went online. So stop trying to make everything spiritual. You went online, got the car you wanted. That's just called action. You did it. You didn't manifest it. You know what I mean? Or people will be like, "I have a feeling this trip that I'm going to Miami, and I have a feeling this trip is going to be a really important trip." You're giving everything all the meaning that it has. Oh, like work is hard, work is easy, work is effortless. I love clients, I hate clients. Like all of that is just we're constantly projecting onto the world.
yeah,
All of these rules are your own rules, right?
yeah,
All the rules that you created. And it's interesting too that you got the boyfriend and you're scaling and all these things at a time when all your main focus was just raising your own vibration. That
yeah.
was your focus, but all these other things started to come because that's what happens
Well, do
when
you
you
know what's so crazy about this, Frank, is I'm having trouble receiving all of the good. And I've done a shit ton of work on myself. And
Mm,
here I am. I'm like having sassy comments about like, oh, I don't want to be in this elevator. Like, and I had that moment in the reflection last night where I'm like, Ashley, this is great. Like, are you kidding me with this?
yeah,
It's really Gay Hendricks' big leap. Like I am upper limiting. I'm like, my dog, he had all these surgical issues. It was kind of a nightmare. And like it was like 6 weeks of trips to the doctor and Uber pets in New York. And if you don't want a sick dog, you definitely don't want it in New York because having to
mm,
get in Ubers and put a cone on it, and he's 100 pounds and I'm lifting him. It was a rough couple of months. But if I
wow.
really look at it, I'm like, his cone is off. He was going to lose his eyeball. We saved his eye and all is well. But I'm still, and this is the thing, I'm still stuck when people are like, how's New York? There's a part of me that wants to like sit back like my grandpa before he's about to share a really long, boring story. Bless my grandpa, but
Yeah.
and be like, well, let me tell you about Jupiter's cluster of his medical issues with his eyes, and let me tell you about this elevator and my parents in California. Now that I live in New York, my brother lives in Palm Beach. They're selling my childhood home, they're moving. I didn't
Mm.
even realize when I came here that I was going to give up California in this level of a way. So it's like I feel like I'm in ayahuasca of my life right now.
And I love that you said
But
that
it's
because that
tough.
is like life is the ceremony. You know,
Yeah.
I had about 35 ayahuasca ceremonies. I stopped like 4 years ago, 5 years ago now. And I remember thinking like everybody should do ayahuasca. Everybody, this is amazing. And then you realize too that life is the ceremony.
Yeah.
That and so why is ayahuasca or all of these things so amazing? Breath work, or when you're reading an Eckhart Tolle book or whatever it is that it's making you so present. You're
Yeah,
so present. And so that ends up being the answer. And you're so detached because when you're doing it, when you're working with something like Aya, you're watching the same scenario, but you're watching it from up here rather than feeling like
right.
you're in it. Like, oh, I'm in it. You know what I mean?
It's
Instead,
so
you're just like
true.
observing it from up here. So just in life, always just observe it from up there,
I love
you
that.
know? And then we can do a clearing for you if you want
Let's go. Frank,
about
SOS. Let's,
receiving,
I'm sure
right?
everybody listening is like, what is Frank going to do? Our 4 times Emmy Award journalist friend that has spiritualized himself back into the earth. Help.
Honestly, it's been like it's so amazing being this like fine four-time Emmy-winning journalist was amazing. Like amazing life experiences. I got to do everything, meet everybody, every A-lister, every president, but nothing has been more fulfilling than working. And you know, you mentioned belief earlier. There's one woman, I worked with her yesterday, so she's fresh on my mind, but it was like it's like her eighth session now, but she had thyroid cancer. She's an extremely conservative Christian pharmacist. And she said she wouldn't even actually didn't even agree to work with me, or not agree because I'm not convincing anybody, but she didn't even book a session until she checked in, she said, with a super conservative military guy at her church because she wanted to know, like, is it okay to work with an energy healer? And so she like asked him and he said, I don't see a problem with it. And then so that's why she booked a session. And thank God she did because with no therapy, no, she's even though she's a pharmacist, she didn't want to do any like cancer treatments
Mhm.
and she's now cancer free. She had thyroid
Wow.
cancer. We did 6 sessions, and the only thing she's done is she took some supplements and worked with me. And
Wow.
so it's not even about belief, it's about like surrender, being able to accept. And when you're ready, if you're not ready, don't do it. It won't
Right.
be, you know, you have a, here's the thing I always, and it's hard to grapple with for the ego, which is always wanting to solve things and take control is that everything is predestined. All the big things are predestined. And the choice that you have, like we get one choice. And if you believe again or don't believe, it doesn't matter. But reincarnation is a real thing. And and you know, you have an infinite amount of times to get it right.
Mm.
Uh, everything is predestined. You get to choose one thing, and even karma, all that doesn't matter when it comes to this one thing, this one free will, which is you get to choose when you'll wake up. You
Mm.
get to choose when you're like, I'm not playing this anymore. Like
Mhm.
I'm not the slate. I always say it like the way I put it, and in the book that I'm writing now, it's the final chapter. It's called this, like clean the slate. The slate is clean.
Mm.
I'm not keeping score anymore. Everything this person did to me, ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, friends, uh, husbands, wives, whatever it is in your life that they did this to me, or I'm suffering because of this wipe the slate clean.
Mhm.
Like that's karma. Karma is just what you believe you're coming in with and what things that you're still holding on to and what lessons you still want to learn. In this moment, just like a game of tag, when you're like, "Hey guys, I'm done. I'm gonna go home. I'm not playing tag anymore." You know? That's how the game ends. You just go, "Hey, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm
Mhm.
not coming back and like getting you back for what you did to me in that life and what I did to you and this and that. Like it's just done now."
Yeah.
You know, just like wipe the slate clean. I'm not keeping score, but because I'm not keeping score, you can't keep score anymore either. I'm
Mm.
not competing with you. I'm not angry with you. I'm not even happy with you. I'm nothing with you. It's neutral. Like
Mm.
I'm wiping the slate clean. And that's it.
Mm.
Because here's the thing, even as happy as you are now in your relationship, let's say, I mean, you know, God forbid, but like 12 years down the line, whatever it is, you guys end up angry, divorced, you hate each other, you don't even talk. Now you've put your happiness in someone else's hand or in something else's hands. Whereas happiness was always there. It's available at any moment. And I say this just to say, like, when people work with me, one of the phrases I always have them say at the end is, I can choose peace instead of these things that we clear today. Because instead of wait, like you'll see, like the woman with thyroid cancer, for example, I'm pulling things from her childhood. I'm telling her at 19, you felt this, at 17, you did that, at 25. But all these things are still at any moment, you on your own could have just been like, I'm choosing peace instead of this. Before it attaches to your thyroid, before it gets stuck in your liver, before this abandonment or resentment gets stuck in your body and becomes a misalignment or a disease down the line. Just in the moment when you're experiencing it, I can choose peace instead of this.
Mm.
I choose correction of this misperception,
Mm. It
you
almost
know?
feels like this kind of goes back to the question I asked you earlier, is just like detachment, like really saying that to yourself, like I choose this. I think that comes down to like being somebody whose North Star is alignment. And it's hard to attachment gets in the way because you think you know. I was just telling somebody today, she's like, I studied therapy and I'm going to be a therapist, but I don't know if I want to do this many, like, do I need to finish my hours? And she was very caught in like, who do I want to become in the next 5 years? And I was like, just be present now, like I had another friend, she's like, I just broke up with this, she broke up with somebody and she met somebody else and he's abroad. She's like, I don't even know if he's available for a long distance. I don't even know, da da da. I'm like, your ex could call you back this week and have fixed everything, and then your whole plan goes there. You have to just be present with the now, and it's so damn hard to do it.
It's so true because the mind, I mean, you were born with a mind from day one that just starts to figure things out, right? And say, oh, okay, that's mom, that's dad, this person feeds me, this person loves. And so we just start creating boxes and plans. What happens is by the end of your life, you realize like your friend, or anybody realizes like I've spent my whole life planning and I have not lived because even you get that thing that you planned for, but then you're planning the next thing. You're planning how to maintain it or planning how to not lose it. So it's like you said, just be. And the crazy thing is when you do just be, everything comes. I
Yeah.
mean, you think about me like even 8, 10 years ago, I wanted so badly. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be an anchor. I wanted to be like the person. And now I can honestly say, like, I do not want it. I don't write books because I want the recognition. I won't go on a podcast because I want to. In fact, not only do I not want to, I do it despite not wanting to. Like, I
Right.
want nothing. Nothing can give me anything that I can't get 10 times that from just sitting by myself in quiet and peace. Like that
Exactly.
gives me like there's nothing anybody, my parents, my family, this podcast, any podcast, the
Yeah.
biggest podcast in the world can't give me what I can get from just being in my own quiet. But there is this like dharmic dharma, like, of like my service to the world is to just teach and to continue to share what I've learned. And so that's why I do it. And then the book deals are coming and and all these podcast requests and whatever else come, but it's not because I'm like I'm attached to it.
Hmm.
And you can still be fully involved in life. It's like you can have the chocolate cake, just don't be attached to like where I need it, I'll suffer if I don't have it.
Right.
Like it's not like you lose your personality. It actually gets even bigger and more vibrant, but you're just realizing like that's not me.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Let's do a clearing.
Yeah, I am
Good.
so
Let's
available for that. Let's
okay,
listen.
okay.
Everybody's going to be like, what are we clearing on Ashley today?
Let's see what comes up. And then people, because you know what, like we can explain it all day, but it's so much cooler and better when it's experienced, when someone can
Yeah.
actually witness it.
Hmm.
So let's see what comes up for you. I'll just start asking questions of your subconscious. And so I'll just start by setting the intention if you want to do the same. But I'm here only to be truly helpful. I'm here to represent Spirit who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do because Spirit always directs me. I am content to be wherever you wish, knowing that you go there with me. I will be healed as I let you teach me to heal, Ashley. Infinite Light, please assist me in setting the intention to heal Ashley and whatever is in the highest good for her right now in this moment. Can we do this? Okay, is the first thing energetic? Okay, so let's see what's coming up. First thing is post-traumatic, offensive, it's mental, and it's a will too. It's will too. Okay, so the first thing is there's this mental block that will clear. It's in 35, 34, 33, 32. Do we need to know more? Can we clear this? It doesn't say we need to know more. If anything comes to mind or if you want more information, we can find out. But there's no will to commit, and it's from the age of 32.
Like, I don't want to commit to something.
Yeah, and it's actually when I ask if it's relationship related, it says no, it's work related. So
Mm,
something at work where you didn't want to commit to anything, and it's at 32.
6 years ago. I could see that.
Okay. Did we clear this energy? So when I identify these things, we're clearing it at the same time. It's traumatic, offensive, mental. And if for anybody who's not watching this, it's and they're, we're just listening, but it's I'm using magnets and my own intention to clear this energy from you. And there's something else that's similar where there's like no desire for this thing. Okay, good. Is it in row three? Yeah. Know what to forgive myself. Know what to allow my true self from before the age of 30. from before the age of 20, before the age of 25, 25, 24. Do we need to know more? We need to know more for this one. At age 24, there was no will to trust myself or the healing power of my own body.
24, 14 years ago. What year was that?
So
That
14
was
years.
2011.
Yeah,
No will to trust myself or the healing powers of my body.
yeah.
I
Your
think
own body's
around,
ability to heal.
yeah, that 2011, I was at the Pentagon. So,
Cool.
um, that was when I think I got Lyme disease out there because I
Mm.
started to get sick a lot after
Is
that.
it Lyme disease? It's related to Lyme disease.
I started to get immunocompromised for like 5 years, 4 years.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because you brought up earlier, so I wonder if this is what we're clearing because all these things sound similar, but maybe it's around not being able to receive, like no will to commit, no will to trust yourself, because this next one is also no will to be powerful
Ugh, yeah.
for 25 or same year, 24. Do we need to know more? Can we clear this? So same year, no will to be powerful at 24.
Hmm.
So we're clearing this energy now. Did we clear no will to be powerful? Good. Is that it? Good. Can we clear more for Ashley? Okay, let's clear something that's like a root cause causing suffering. Can we do that? Okay, it's energetic, it's regular system. So it's something in the body. It's something the body's holding on to. Okay, it's actually going to be a pretty big thing. Spirit out of the body. Spirit break. There's a disconnect between your spirit body and your physical body. So let's find out why. The associated mouse energetic. Okay, it's post-traumatic. It's because there's a negative message that's being broadcasted out by you. So we all have these positive and negative broadcasts that people are picking up.
Mm.
This one's negative. Let's see what it is. Autoimmune. Okay. I am unworthy. 5, do we need to know more? Can we clear this? It's from age 32. So again, 32, like the no will to commit, no will to be powerful at 32. Were you starting your company at 32? What was happening at 32 that it keeps coming up?
I was feeling a sense of completion around being a career coach. I'd built that whole business
Mm,
and I didn't really know who I was going to be next. I was in the wrong relationship with a really nice guy who just wasn't my person at all.
yeah. Misalignment, common misalignment, chakra misalignment. One of the chakras is also misaligned. Crown chakras, brow chakras, the throat chakra. It's your throat chakra, the associated mouth energetic, post-traumatic
I think the
offensive.
feeling of like being done with a business and not knowing what you want to do next, it's like you're just doing something you don't want to do anymore.
Yeah, yeah. At 32?
Hmm.
Yeah. So this is in your throat chakra, and it's another broadcast, something that's being broadcasted out from before the age of 30. It's I need 29. Do we need to know more? Can we clear this? It's from age 29. So at 29, it's kind of more general because I could have said like I need control, I need something, but it's just
Yeah.
I need like some kind of
Yeah, like
need.
I need to be successful. I built my online business in 2014, 2015. By 2017, I worked so hard, like 20 hours a day.
Mm,
Started to work and I made the $7 million or $6 million in like 2 months, 3 months.
oh.
But then I went under because everything stopped working. And instead of accepting it, I held on to my entire team, paid
Mm-hmm.
everybody for a long time, desperately trying to figure it out. Versus if I just closed the doors and accepted it wasn't working, I'd probably be retired right now.
What's interesting about that too is that everything you're describing is at another pivotal moment in your career where there was transformation. And that's where you are now because you're scaling. So I think
Exactly.
all of these things want to be
Oh,
cleared
yeah.
to prepare you for that, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
Because
I feel like scaling a business is like looking over a cliff. And that's what I feel like. And I'm looking at it being like, oh, I've been here before. And it's
yeah.
challenging my leadership unlike anything else. Like, um, yeah.
And there's the belief, it's a programmed belief. So it's not from you. It comes from being hypnotized almost to believe this is that I'm a fraud.
Mm.
35, 34, 33, 30. At 32 also. So that was pivotal. Do we need to know more? Can we clear this? 32 is big
Mm.
for this, for work. And I'm a fraud could also be like what you were saying of like, well, I didn't want to do it anymore. I had scaled that. I was done. I didn't want to coach anymore. So then there's this feeling like I'm a fraud. I'm showing up every day, but this is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, can we clear this? Yeah, did we clear this? Good. All right, let's clear like a couple more things. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because my deepest fear is to ever be out of integrity with people. Like right now, we're redoing our legal agreement because I'm like, I will never sell anybody anything that I can't fulfill on it. Like scares me.
Wow. Yeah, I love that. I'm like that too. 35,
Mm.
30, 33, 32. Can I, wow, again, 32. We don't have to know exactly what it is, but there's a memory that's hovering like a cloud over your head and it wants to be cleared. So we're going to clear this. You can always ask and I'll tell you if that's what it is. But with memory specifically, I never try to find out because we have thousands of memories like a day. You know, did we clear this memory? Yeah, good. Is there more here? Let's clear one more thing. Let's clear the biggest thing left for Ashley. Can we do that? Okay, it's energetic, circular system, something else in the body. Some left side right? Organ. Something one of your organs is holding on to. And it's good to clear this because, like I said, this woman will come to me, let's say, with thyroid cancer or whatever else, but there's been something there, an energy for 30, 40 years before it becomes a disease. You know,
Yeah.
so you have to clear it before it becomes anything.
Yeah.
And this is in the intestines. Let me find out where exactly small intestine. It's in the colon, the associate mouse energetic. And there's an underlying reason why the colon is imbalanced, and it's another part of your body is on the side show. Circulatory system, digestive system, endocrine system, immune system. It's something in your immune system. It's in the appendix, the associate mouse energetic
Mm.
system. That's why they show. Something else still. So they see how they get layered sometimes. Well, that's how they show. Abdominal. Okay, yeah, neck or head muscles? No, your abdominal muscles. Well, that's how they show. And specifically your internal oblique muscle,
That's so interesting.
right? Internal oblique. I have to write this down because I don't want to forget oblique muscle. And that was causing the colon to be imbalanced, which was caused by appendix imbalance. Okay, so let's clear them one by one. Is there an associated balance here? And it's energetic. It's traumatic event. It occurs. Entity is energetic according for age of 30, for the age of 20, for 25, 25, 24. Do we need to know more? Is this with a person? There's an energetic cord between you and somebody else that was created at age 24, like
Mm.
an energy cording.
I mean, that year I met a guy that I was with for 5 years. He proposed to me. I didn't marry him.
It's with him. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So there's an energetic cording with him. Did we clear this? Yeah. That cord is still there and it was in
That's
your
so funny.
oblique. Yeah. I had one woman who had like eye pressure that was so severe that they were going to give her she had to do surgery and like all these things. She ended up not. And it took us like 3 to 6 sessions, but um it kept going back to this age. I think it was like 23 and she's in her 50s at that point. And she was like at 23, I left my fiance in Paris and moved to New York.
Mm.
You know, but she had all these cords and things with him, and her eye pressure went from 25 down to 13
Wow.
sessions.
Well,
And I don't know anything about eye pressure, but apparently that's like really good because she was able to cancel her surgery and everything.
you know what's funny about what you were saying? I don't know, funny, but like, my dad had colon cancer, so I got my first colonoscopy when I was 31.
Wow.
And they found a precancer polyp and they removed it and they're like, oh, 31, that's very young to have a polyp that has cancer cells. Good thing you're on. And then they're like, now you need to get a colonoscopy every 3 years to prevent it from ever evolving.
Interesting. And this is interesting too because your appendix is clear now, your oblique muscle is clear, but there's still an emotion that's in your colon. And I'm going to find out what the emotion is now, but it's inherited from one of your parents. So it could be
Yeah,
your dad. I'll
it's
find
my
out.
dad,
But
100%.
if I do clear it from you, it clears from him too. From mom, from dad. You're right. Just go back further. Can I clear it? It doesn't go back further than him, but there's inherited panic from your dad.
Oh my God, that is the most exact term.
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
scaling this business is bringing more panic to me than, and it's crazy because like the team is amazing and the offer is amazing and the clients are amazing and we actually have a very low percentage of difficult clients because, agencies, it's like, a lot of people I know that have them, they're like, oh, half of our clients are a nightmare. I'm like, I don't feel like that at all. Like,
Yeah.
I would say like 95% of the people we work with, I enjoy them all and we're serving them all. It's like a graceful time. But that 5% that doesn't like us, they
I get
bring
it.
me panic.
I get it. But it's funny too, because like, and this is what the mind does. This was literally what my whole TEDx talk was about.
Hmm.
Is that this is what the mind does, which is that let's say you're a famous, and this is a real example of someone, a famous celebrity who, she was a client of one of my clients. And my client was telling me, she's like, Frank, this person's like an A-list actor. And she posted something and had like thousands of comments of like nice things, one negative comment, and that was the only one she responded to.
Oh my
Because the
gosh.
mind just, again, like the ego mind fixates on what's not working and it does not fixate on what is working.
Right.
And it's interesting too, that panic is not even panic. See, it'll come up in certain situations, even if it's not even your panic. That panic was your dad's. He passed it on to you at conception. It was from a panic he experienced in his life previously, and he was holding it in his colon, and you were holding it in your colon. So when I cleared it from you, we cleared it from him too. And
Jeez.
now your colon is clear. But how interesting that like you had the colon issues, but you also had, like you said, I think you said, did it come from your dad's side, the
Yeah.
colons? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, like I feel like I could just call this episode like Ashley's colon clearing, like going into my spiritual bowels.
Yeah, it's like an energetic colonic.
Yeah.
It really is though. It's incredible. I've had clients who are like, Frank, I didn't even tell you this, but I had an eating disorder for 15 years, and after our last session, it's gone. Like I'm eating. I'm not. I had one woman in Australia, and we didn't even work on her eating disorder. We worked on so many other things. I didn't know she had an eating disorder, and she was like, Frank, I was playing with my son after our session, and a voice in my head said, "You're starving. Go eat." And she's like, since then, I have not starved myself. And she had like, I can't remember if it was 10 or 15 years of daily like starving yourself.
Wow.
So sometimes you just get rid of these root cause things and things just start to work out.
Wow.
I had somebody once who was like, I want to work on my business. And he was like a high powered like CEO. And I said, well, we can't work on that because we have to work on your esophagus. It's completely misaligned. And he
Mm.
was like, oh yeah, no big deal. That's just because I throw up every day.
Mm.
Like, what? And he was like, yeah, I throw up every day to deal with stress. And then I
Wow.
feel good. And so it's just a mechanism. But after we did a session, he never threw up again. And I told him, like, you think that it's about the throwing up, but actually when we clear that, your business gets better, your relationships get better, because whatever was causing that underlying stress is just gone. So it's gone in every area of your life.
Yeah, wow. What would you say to people? I guess that we're not here to prove anything to anybody, but people who, and can you tell us a little bit about when your next course starts? This is going to be coming out like late October for us. So yeah, like what do you have for people? And also, what would be your response to people who are like, you're crazy, Frank? Like, what would you say to them?
I am crazy for sure. I want to be, but no, I realized like, and I did before I started just doing energy work publicly. I had a friend who was the personal healer to Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, the Dalai Lama. I mean, the guy was huge, Ayurvedic doctor. And he said something, because I asked him the same thing. I said, well, what would you say to people who are like, this is impossible? The things that you're doing, it doesn't work. And he said, yeah, fine, then don't come to me. Like, try everything else. He's like, I'm not here to prove anything. So when you've tried everything else and that didn't work, come to me. I'm happy to help you. And honestly, same with me. Like I have so many times, like a spouse will have like the most incredible experience, like something, a medical breakthrough, whatever it is. And then they'll be like, oh, I really want you to do a session on my husband or on my wife. And then I'll say, please, like only if they want it. Like
Mhm.
don't book for them because they want to do it for you or because you're telling them to. And so they're like, fine, I'll do it. Because like I'm not gonna, I don't want to sit here and just like prove anything. It's like it's so clear from the testimonials, like what's happening and that it works. But not every, like you said earlier, not everybody's karma is to heal. Like your
Yeah.
karma might be to actually die from this disease or to suffer in your work or to, experience breakup after breakup after breakup before you finally realize you want to address the pattern. And
Yeah.
that's fine too. But the cool thing is I have doctors that come to me. I have like engineers. I have very left and right brain people who come to me. So it's not a matter of belief or not belief. I have Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, Jews, like everybody, like everybody can come and everybody is going to get the same experience. But yes, I don't really try to prove it. It's like it's there.
Mhm.
And whenever you want to experience it, it's there for you. And if you don't, then that's fine too. Like I said earlier, you have an infinite amount of lifetimes to figure it out. Your only choice is like, when do you want to wake up?
Yeah.
That's your free will. And then my course is available honestly anytime. So like if this comes out in October, that's perfect. October 18th, we're doing like a live, class, free class just to explain to everybody what this course is, what they'll get out of it. So they can, watch that. But the on my website, frankelaridi.com, there's a tab at the very top for the course. So at any moment, if somebody wants to join the class, they can.
This
It's
has
an
been
ongoing thing. So it's an evergreen thing. You pay once and you're just like a member for life. And
okay.
you'll always have access to the course.
Send me the link so we could put it in the show notes. Thank you
Okay.
for coming on the show and for the healing of my colon. I expect no less from you, and I'm so happy about it.
I can't wait to hear what happens. Like, I want to hear from you in a few days
I'm
and be
gonna
like,
text you and be like, I'm taking a big poop right now, Frank.
oh
Thank
my God. You know, it's funny. You say that one of the best testimonials of my life. I love it. Okay. This woman had not pooped, literally not pooped in 10 years without medication. She has to take medicine in order to poop. And we did a session. And after the first session, I got an email like an hour later and it was, I pooped, exclamation point. And I was like, I love
Oh
it.
my God, that's so good.
She's like,
That's
I
so funny.
pooped. Yeah.
I feel like the whole culture around personal brand and testimonials, like personal brand, like we could totally be like the energetic colonic, Frank Elaridi.
Totally. See, if I knew how to market, if I was smart, if I knew business or anything like
Are
that,
smart.
I'd be like you, where I was like, I could have retired 7 years ago because there are people who like they know how to cater to one specific audience. Like I could be like, I am an energy healer for women who have lost their husbands within the last 5 years. And
Mm,
then, and like there's a way to market for like a specific thing and make it huge, but I just want to help everybody. I just want to be available. And like, I really do believe if you find me, it's for a reason and
mm,
you're like ready for, I mean, the people who find me, I swear, actually, they'll be like executives at Apple or they'll be like whatever, like something really high powered. Senators, I've had first ladies, but they'll come to me in a session and they'll be like, I don't know, after a few sessions, I'm having dreams. I'm having epiphanies. Like, I think I'm a healer. I think and it's like, though I attract a very specific person,
mm.
people who are really ready for that next thing.
I love this so much. It's so fun to be with you. Like, this is such a gift for everybody. I hope y'all got some colon clearing too. Watch, you're gonna get like a mass DM flow. It's like we all got a colon healing. What
That
happened
actually has happened. It's happened. I did a Sahara Roses podcast and that
to
happened. I mean,
Sahara?
the stuff were amazing that were coming up. Yeah, she was amazing too because she was like totally channeling for the audience. And then we did a clearing for them too. And it was so wild because again, like how I said, the specific people will hear it, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, beyond time and space, let's do this clearing. And yeah, it was wild. The stuff that was coming in, people were like, no way, because I said like someone is allergic to being called a victim. And somebody
Yeah.
was like, I wrote on my fridge today, I am not a victim,
Mm.
and they heard it months later, this podcast. So it's like when you hear it, it'll be for you.
Love this. Thanks again for coming on the show.
Love you. Thank you.
Love you back.
Thanks for tuning in to the U-Turn podcast. I hope you learned so much in this episode and you're putting it into action today. We would love to hear from you. Slide into my DMs at Ashley Stahl or leave a written review if you're inspired. It would mean so much to us. Be sure to subscribe to the show because, as you know, the more subscribers we get, the better the guests we can bring you. And in the meantime, if you're looking to skyrocket your personal brand and impact millions, head on over to wisewhisperagency.com to learn more about how we can help you craft your greatest talk of your life, how we can help you get booked on some of the biggest stages in the world, even the TED or TEDx stage. We'd love to hear from you, and that's it for this week.
Trying to solve, always think you know it all. think you like guys, I don't think I should try. I guess it's time to give up.